When you're tired and you can't sleep, just count your blessings instead of sheep, and you'll fall asleep counting your blessings. Okay. When your bankroll is getting small, think of the time you had none at all, and you'll fall asleep counting your blessings. Yeah, and why am I saying that? Well, it seems to me a lot of people have got downers all the time. They're all down, everything's bad, everything in the world's going wrong. My wife's a bit like that. She goes, oh, she said everything's going wrong, one after the other. Well, it's always been like that, I've got a good memory. I can remember all these things. But, you've got to be positive in life. Everything's going to turn out okay. And it will be. If you're up there, think it will be. That's up there. Keep it going, boys and girls. Especially the girls. Anyway, this is it was when I was flying. Gliding actually in Germany. Not much in the way of photographs, I'm afraid. In them days, it was all cameras with films in, and you couldn't really take it yourself while you're doing things. So, anyway, basically, there was Army Gliding Club at a place called Detmold, which was 20 miles from where I was stationed, and get a bus there or get a lift somewhere or other, or hitchhike or whatever. That was a way to do something if you want to do it. Bad enough. And I've always been interested in flying from a very early age. I told you about the time when I was a kid, holding onto a long lip of plywood when I was about 4 years old, launched myself off this slope, a brief second feeling the thrill of flight before I went down on my backside, cut my trousers, short trousers of course in them days. Well, they gave me a clip around the ear for doing that. They were tough, them women. Anyway, so, and of course I can remember I told you I stood in the cockpit of a Spitfire plane. I was scrappy, but at the end of the war, they scrapped them and turned them into pots and pans. So, swords into plowshares and all that sort of carry on. Anyway, so when I got the chance to go down the road at weekends and that to Detmold, to the gliding club there, took it. And my first flight was on a very, very, very cold February morning, bloody freezing to say the least. And the training aircraft was what's called a T-21 glider, side-by-side sitting, open cockpit, so no heating at all, no mod console comforts, and we took off with what they call a tow, big winch at one end of the airfield, cable all the way down. Someone shouted go, and guy at the other end put forward, hauled in the cable, glider went forward, and it got enough speed, took off, went up like that, went up really steep, I tell you, really steep like that. Got to the top, the pilot released it, and the cable fell away. A little parachute thing on it made it down a straight line. The only thing was how to control the guy on the winch. So it was like sort of doing that. You're going too slow, like the plane, going too fast. Or I think that was it. Anyway, freezing cold morning, we're going too fast. So air in this side, freezing cold. It's like, boy. I was had a Barker thing on as well. I mean, it wasn't, got my shirt sleeves very stupid like I am now. I mean, shirt sleeves. Anyway, so it was really interesting and a great thing to do at the weekend. And because I was sending so much money home and only had a little bit left for myself, I did all sorts of things to save money. Take soap. Guys were all leaving tiny bits of soap on the thing. So we'd go in there to clean up, we had to clean up every so often. Get loads of it, crunch them together in a bit of water, got a bar of soap. I'm actually saying mean these days, but these must when the devil drives, shall we say. Anyway, so I managed to keep getting enough together, keep flying, get a couple of flights at the weekend, and had a bar there, which was quite nice. And quite often I'd stop the whole weekend, sleep under the table or whatever, or the couch, whatever was available. Sometimes there's so many people there that, it was awkward to find a place to sleep. I even slept in the hangar at one time, but that was really cold. Oh yeah, and the thing about the place was it was like a flat plain at the top of the hill, this airfield, and the ground dropped away. And across the distance was a statue on a hill. This guy with a helmet on, sword like that. We used to call it Herman the German. And one of the training things was that you point your nose straight at this German, Herman the German, and that kept you level. And that was a training thing. And you got to get used to flying the airplane. And of course, when you came down, it didn't have any real wheels. It landed on like a skid thing, and great fun. Oh yeah, one of the things I made a right cock up one time. They used to have 2 winches at one time, and you go down to bring the cables back to the launch pad on the back of an old Volkswagen bus. Now, what they didn't tell me was that you put the cables one on one side of a bumper and the other side of the bumper. I thought they both went on the tow hook at the back. So, of course, what they did was wasn't flavour of the month then. But, these things do happen. So, let's face it, no one died or anything. So, it's okay. And every so often, in the summer, that's what they call the bumper stuffer thermal or something. It's called something like that. This huge, tremendous thermal that, when it came, everyone would say, rush, we'd push all the planes out to get up and they'd all go flying off somewhere. All the experienced guys, of course. I can remember once we had the women's parachute team come out, and they sort of went off jumping. Of course, they went off one day when this bumper stumper thermal was up, and one of the girls, instead of coming down about 2 minutes, she spent about half an hour or more floating around and landed miles away. Had to send someone to go and collect her. So it was all good fun, and it was a good training for later on. I still got my gliding handbook somewhere. It's a little green thing, British Gliding Company. Oh yes, later on in when I finished with the army and all this sort of thing, and did some gliding at a Boyne in Scotland. That was interesting. Apparently, a Boyne is one of those places where they'll let you fly solo if you've got a diamond certificate or something, some high grade certificate, which I never got, of course. I never got to go solo as a glider pilot. That happened later on when I went into paraflying, but that's another story. Anyway, I thought you might be interested in that, and I hope this sound comes across properly, because I've noticed it's a bit garbled sometimes, and I don't think the picture's not too bad. Well, me. That's me there. Somewhere there. Yeah, these glasses for reading, actually. I don't really need them for anything else, but didn't need them until I was 57, but that's life for you. Anyway, I'm going to go now, and take care of yourselves and behave. You damn my buddy, you guys.